She joins us now, sharing her story. Natanya, thank you so much for being with us. I can't imagine what you've been through since 1999 and then all the emotions that must be coming up over the last couple of days.
I can tell you that immediately, the moment she opened her mouth, you could see that Combs was listening intently to everything that she had to say, as well as those jurors.
After Jennifer Lopez was dragged into the Diddy lawsuit over allegedly being the gun mule in a 1999 nightclub shooting where Diddy and J.Lo allegedly made a rapper named Shine take the fall and spend 10 years in prison for them, people have started digging into her past and it raises some questions.
I don't know if he was present with that, but you know, I know he had been hanging around with him in London, in Paris, different places.
Law enforcement sources are expecting the feds to widen the Diddy probe to include previous criminal investigations. Now, we know Diddy was criminally investigated regarding that shooting in New York, but I didn't realize the extent of J.Lo's involvement.
And I said, Puffy shot me in my face. This man testified. I testified in the criminal trial. This man testified in the criminal trial. People are like, why didn't she speak up then? Why is she saying something now? She want clout. Are you dumb?
J.Lo is just, I don't know. Every man she's been with has said the same thing, except for Diddy. Diddy's the only one that said she was a great girlfriend and how he wish he hadn't messed it up.
Well, she deserves it. She's one of the flyest out there.
Yeah, well, she thinks that of you too. She named you one of the great loves of her life.
Yeah,
was she one of yours too?
Yeah, without it.
This is undoubtedly not JLo's year. She got involved in a divorce just when we believed she had the most romantic tale ever told. And her This Is Me. Now documentary failed. The intriguing thing is that rumors have it her history with the disgraced entrepreneur Diddy is connected to all of this. Keep watching because we're going to expose some stunning theories at the conclusion that suggest Ben left J.Lo because of Diddy. Let us begin.
Everybody else that's left her, oh, she was too this, she was this, she was that. But Diddy said she was perfect.
Maybe she was meant for a man.
What happens if you're only perfect for the devil?
After a club shooting occurred in 1999, the relationship began to deteriorate. Diddy allegedly caused a fight in a New York bar by knocking a drink out of someone's hand. After a rapid escalation, 3 people were hurt, including Nada Rubin, who said Diddy's bullet struck her in the face. The pair then fled, but they were caught shortly after. Hours after her arrest, J.Lo was freed from custody, but Diddy was briefly detained. Despite facing severe charges, he and his bodyguard were freed because Jennifer, a witness, stated they were both innocent.
The car drove by, saw a female hand throwing a gun out of the
Ridiculous.
car.
I don't
You're the
wanna
only
address
female
it.
in the car. You don't want to talk about
Ridiculous.
it? You very confident that Puffy will be found innocent in this trial?
Yes, I will.
You're going to testify?
If they need me.
Now that everything has been revealed, people are thinking that she might have lied to protect Diddy's reputation, which could have been her worst error. Are you aware of who was at fault? Shine is another stage name for Moses Michael Barrow. He was a young rapper, Diddy's apprentice, that we never heard much of. Shine was present at the club and ended up in prison for 9 years. Despite everything, Jennifer and Diddy dated for about 2 years before calling it quits in 2001. In interviews, the two of them also expressed positive opinions of one another and showed no signs of hostility, even though they committed a crime together. Many are questioning whether she and he have a solid connection. Although nothing has been verified as of yet, people are starting to voice their opinions now that Diddy is facing numerous legal issues. In a recent interview, Shine, the artist who served 9 years in prison, claimed that Diddy had ruined his life when he was just 18. After turning his life around, he said the rapper asked witnesses to testify against him for something he had not done.
Fate would have it, 20 years later, here we are.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I felt inspired in the same way that I did when I did that first record. I was like, I'm gonna make this.
It is also odd that the shot victim, Nada, never altered her account. She claimed that Diddy shot her while he was brandishing the gun.
Sharing her story. Natanya, thank you so much for being with us. I can't imagine what you've been through since 1999 and then all the emotions that must be coming up over the last couple of days.
I can tell you that immediately, the moment she opened her mouth, you could see that Combs was listening intently to everything that she had to say, as well as those jurors.
After Jennifer Lopez was dragged into the Diddy lawsuit over allegedly being the gun mule in a 1999 nightclub shooting where Diddy and JLo allegedly made a rapper named Shine take the fall and spend 10 years in prison for them, people have started digging into her past and it raises some questions.
I don't know if he was present with that, but I know he had been hanging around with him in London, in Paris, different places.
Law enforcement sources are expecting the feds to widen the Diddy probe to include previous criminal investigations. Now, we know Diddy was criminally investigated regarding that shooting in New York, but I didn't realize the extent of JLo's.
Jennifer might also be in a lot of trouble if all of these allegations are accurate. She assured everyone that Diddy was not carrying a gun and that he was innocent. People are left wondering why she is still so close to him, and everything just seems so jumbled. He has something on her, that is why. Similar statements have been made by Suge Knight while incarcerated. Let us now discuss one of the hypotheses as to why Ben left JLo. In his podcast he runs from prison, Suge, a prominent figure in the rap music industry, reportedly stated that the FBI purportedly confiscated tapes from Diddy's home, which were the catalyst for Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck's supposedly tense relationship. Suge claims that such tapes are more than just ordinary household videos. These shocking recordings may provide insight into JLo's role in the 1999 case. He stated unequivocally that there were scenes on these tapes that would indicate Jennifer lied when she claimed that Shine owned the pistol, which led to his imprisonment. She allegedly knew that the gun belonged to Diddy and was acting as a stand-in at the time. Suge believes that Ben Affleck's possession of these records has caused a rift between him and JLo. He expressed his confidence that the FBI gave Ben the tape as soon as they discovered it. Do you believe that Ben dipped before being involved as well, and that the feds are coming after JLo? The theory is intriguing. It is unclear if this is concrete proof or simply another Suge Knight myth, but it has definitely made many look more closely at the supposed breakup of the Hollywood pair. It could also be that Ben was simply triggered by the notion that JLo and Diddy even have a relationship, provide PR assistance, or whatever. A recipe for disaster is created when you combine that with JLo's reputation for being well-maintained, a celebrity lover, and a high-maintenance person. Let us quickly examine the reasons behind the personality differences between the two lovers.
As we talked about in the first part, there seems to be some misinformation or misunderstanding of what really went down in that trial, what was said, what people were blamed for, what they were not. I'd love to hear your perspective and specifically kind of what you wish people understood about that trial that maybe they don't at this time.
I mean, even from the very day that the thing took place, because if you notice their mugshots, only Shine truly has a mugshot. Puffy and JLo, Puffy's in front of a concrete wall, JLo is in front of a bulletin board in some old t-shirts. Now, I want everyone to think that was the night of the shooting. You don't think at Christmas time, Puffy and JLo went out in some old raggedy t-shirts, right? No, there was already a agenda afoot to conceal what they had on, to try to sway the minds of people, to throw your memory off, but they couldn't throw my memory.
It is very clear that Ben was the one who decided to break up with Jennifer because she was in love with him. Given how obvious it is that celebrities are rushing to disassociate themselves from Diddy, Ben might have simply adopted a harsher position.
But I gotta ask you, right? I seen a trailer for a Shine documentary that you wanted. How did that come about, you being in that documentary?
Well, I was there doing that whole trial with Shine and Puff. Puff said, I hate that motherfucker. Blake. He told me that. And that's when they was on trial.
The popularity that comes with being a star is something that Ben Affleck dislikes. The man only comes out when it is time for press tours. Otherwise, he stays quiet. People were startled to learn that he had reconnected with Jennifer, who many have said is the total opposite of that. This is a brief account of Ben and JLo's romance. After co-starring in the film Geely, the two began dating in 2002. They called off their 2003 marriage proposal and split up in 2004. They eventually got back together and got married in 2022 after having children and marrying other people. However, because it only took them 2 years to abandon their relationship, this may have been a bad choice on both sides. Ben is not into celebrity culture, but let's face it, JLo loves it and goes out of her way to get attention. Although the two may have been in love, this man, who was previously married to Jennifer Garner, dislikes being in the spotlight. He might have been overwhelmed by the transition to JLo's very public lifestyle.